This car might look like it's moving on its own, but the secret behind it is a team of drivers based in an office on the other side of Berlin. The idea behind Bay is that in a city, you won't need to own a car. Simply order one to be delivered to you whenever you need it. With Bay Ab, the car is being remotely driven by the tiller driver to the customer. So the customer doesn't need to search for the car, just get into the car on the driver's seat, drive themselves to the destination, and at the destination, they just get out without the need to search for parking lot, etc. They just get out because the tiller driver can then take over control until it drives the vehicle to the next customers. That took us about 30 minutes to get here. This is the tally station where they drive the cars as they move all over the city of Berlin, and then a television first. They're going to let me have a shot. Alina is one of the drivers. She's moving a car around the streets of Berlin, controlled from here. As I'm prepared to take over the wheel, I can't help wondering if it's easy to forget you're in control of a car. It looks just like a normal car. The steering wheel has all the buttons that are recognizable, but of course, there's this big red button. Exactly what does it do? That's an additional safety measure which they implemented in case something happens with the session. Then the teledriver is trained to react to that by pressing the brake very hard and at the same time the emergency button, which basically will also bring the vehicle to a safe stop. So that's me now in drive. You have full control. Okay, get off the brake. Yeah, and we're starting to move forward. There we are. I feel like I'm getting very close to these codes. It's very strange, the special awareness of perhaps my driving reputation came before me, but while I was behind the wheel, there was a safety driver just in case things didn't go to plan. So Chris and the car is telling me to take my time at this point. I feel like I'm speeding around the track, but the car is going less than 10 kilometers an hour just as I'm getting confident. I think I have a lot more training to do before I get let loose on the roads. Drivers here go through hours of training including theory and practical. Controlling these cars relies on 4G and a signal between the car and the driver. We all of course have been there where we've not been able to get a signal for whatever we're doing. What happens if one of these cars loses a signal? It's a very good question. What we have built is like that, as you know from your private experience, that some network providers in this corner have bad air quality than the others. So what we are doing, we have redundancies, meaning we're not only relying on one network carrier, we have like 4 multiple carriers, so if one unfolds we still have 3 and so on, and in the unlikely scenario that all drops, the vehicle detects this in real time and comes to a safe stop, and then depending whether they recover we can resume operations. In Hamburg in the north of Germany, they are the first company in the EU to have permission to run this tech on the roads with nobody in the car. As you can imagine, seeing a vehicle on public's reason there's no one inside, people like the reactions vary from disbelief to enthusiasm and excitement, and what we have learned is that they actually trust this technology when they understand there's actually a human that controls this vehicle, and not the computer. And I think this is like very important, because it also shows the opportunity and, like craving the way towards an autonomous future, which we believe in. There are still hurdles to overcome, not least building trust in this tank. Does connectivity gets better, we could be seeing more remote control cars on our roads in no time. Foreign